We're the highest rated boxing gym in the UAE. This is the point where I feel like instead of being comfortable, go for the knockout.
Yeah. What does it take a fighter to become a professional?
There's no guideline. There's no blueprint. You do a lot of amateurs as early as you can because amateurs is just the school for boxing. They're leaving it all in the gym instead of leaving it all in the fights. Don't chase the money. Initially chase the talent, chase the passion, but get managed the right way and everything will come, hopefully.
You mentioned Muhammad Ali earlier in the show. I mean, it's his story. He stood up for something bigger than just boxing.
And that's why his impact on society, it's greater than boxing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to reality. Today, we have our guest, Mr. Mohamed Ghaddar. He is the face of boxing and the first proper boxing gym opened in UAE. Welcome on our show. How are you?
My man, Alex, it's a pleasure to be here, bro. Finally, we made this happen.
I know, right? We've been talking about this for a little while.
Yes, sir.
And here we are, finally.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Of course. I've, as I think a lot of people know that watch me, I've been boxing in Kane's for a little while now.
And before Kane's.
And before Kane's opened. Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So I want to ask you, where did your passion for boxing come from? Okay,
so, we grew up together. I went to Los Angeles for university. I was born in the States. So when I went to LA, I was about 17 years old. Shortly, like about a year after that, the culture in Los Angeles is more, like boxing is a little more popular there. It's a bigger sport than I would say here as a norm. So I kind of was getting like hints of the fight game. Mayweather-Pacquiao was building up at that time, if you remember.
Oh, yeah,
like 13, 14, 15.
We've been waiting years for that fight.
Yes, and I waited way longer after that, almost till I graduated. But the culture there was, boxing was in conversation a lot. So I thought, look, I was kind of out of shape a little bit after high school. I wanted to take on something new. I've always liked fighting. So I went to my local boxing gym, which was around the area, and I started. And actually before that, I was watching a lot of Muhammad Ali on YouTube. That's my inspiration, my number one fighter of all time. And he just, obviously you know who Muhammad Ali is, but the drive, like Ali himself, the character, the show, the greatness really pulled me into boxing. But as I started going to classes, doing a little more sessions, started to spar, everything, I just fell in love with the sport. And that's, from there, it's been, 15, 16 years.
Wow. The rest is history.
The rest is history, my friend.
Wow. No, that's amazing. Yeah. I remember as well, when you came back to UAE, funny enough, we were both in the US, and then
different states,
though.
Yeah.
And then we got back to the UAE, where we have our family businesses and all.
Yes.
And I remember you were telling me at the time, you're like, I want to start a boxing gym. You were telling me there is no proper boxing gyms in UAE. There were, I think, one or two, but
mixed.
Very hole in the wall. Not a lot of people knew about them. And I felt the boxing scene was missing in UAE. And I feel like you filled that gap in this last 3 years. And I want to get into it, obviously, right now.
Yeah.
So when it came to Kane's boxing.
Yes.
Can you run me down? How did it happen? How did you partner up with Carl? How did it whole?
Okay, so I'll go through from the beginning of the story because it involves a lot of personal training and coaching, which you were involved in as well, and all the way up until building Kane's and where we're going right now. So a little bit touching back on the journey of boxing in California and Los Angeles. I got injured really early in my boxing career, I've had a horrible shoulder injury on my left shoulder blade, and it stopped me from being as active as I wanted to be, competing, fighting, getting more amateurs, all that. So by the time this was going on with school and everything, I stayed active, but I couldn't fight. And my heart, the passion was always to fight, to compete, to grow in the sport. So coming back to Abu Dhabi after that, 2016, I was doing regular things, trying to find a job, everything, but I never left boxing. So boxing was always either training or going to gyms to spar. It was always a part of my life. So from there, COVID hits. A few years after this, COVID hits, and you know what happened. Everyone got shut down. The markets got shut. Lockdown, especially in Abu Dhabi, was huge. We couldn't go out. So funny enough, this all started because while I was in university, I opened a page called Ghaddar Boxing back in university. Oh, wow. So a long time ago. But I completely shelved it. And what's hilarious, and I'll show this to you, is the picture I had on it was me and you sparring in my basement.
No way.
I swear to God, headgear,
Okay.
like missing the shot and countering the shot. So
Yeah, those.
I had this and I completely shelved the account. Like, I forgot about it. I wanted to do like post some like training reels here and there,
Right.
but I didn't have time. I shelved it. So when COVID hits, everyone's in lockdown. I'm at home and I'm like, bro, what are we gonna do? Like, this whole situation's fucked, and But I was like, why don't I, like, since a lot of people know me for boxing. I was like, look, I want to show my passion out there. I want to, like, if there's anyone I can help, sparring partners, just do something with the sport. Since all gyms are closed, there's nowhere to go. So funny enough, I was like, okay, if I make a page, what would I call it? I was like, okay, Ghaddar Boxing, easy. I looked at it, username taken.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what? Who took my name? And then I remembered, I looked at the account and it was the picture. So I was like, I have this account.
Yeah.
So I recuperated the password, everything, and went back, opened the page. And if you remember, during COVID, I was like, look, let me try to do something on social media. It wasn't about coaching. It was just about tutorials, things about boxing, information about fighting, just sharing my passion.
Right.
And as I kept posting during COVID, I was getting requests like, hey, are you doing sessions? Are you training? Do you want to train together? Blah, 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 blah. So I was like, look, this is something, and there's obviously an interest here. People see it. People like the content, whatever. You're one of the first as well. And that's honestly how I got into the boxing coaching side. And as I opened, if you remember, I had a little studio outside my parents' house. It was actually my dog house.
I was gonna say it was the dog house.
It's literally my dog house.
So you had a pit bull. It was a scary dog too, by the way. Every time I had to go box with him, I would like think a million times, is this dog gonna bite me or not? But yeah.
So before anyone would show me their heart in boxing, they'd meet my American bully, whose name is Kane.
Canes, yeah.
And that's how the story comes in. But when they see Canes, I see their reaction. If you're scared of the dog, you're probably not gonna last in the ring.
Yeah.
But so it was Kane's little dog house. I put some bags around, I put a little speaker in there, and the rest is history with that part, man. I just, I started getting booked. We started doing a lot of sessions, me and you, if you remember.
Yep.
You were in MMA at that time, Muay Thai. And I remember you were like really keen on superseding on all aspects of combat sports.
100%.
Like boxing, Muay Thai, you were going crazy. I remember at one point you were working out like 3-4 times a day, and I was happy too that you added boxing to it.
Oh, 100%.
And so yeah, I just started getting like more full and booked. And at a point, for a couple of months, I was at maximum capacity, and I saw that, okay, this is definitely, like, if there's any time for this, like, there's a demand. There's a demand for proper boxing. And you know me as a coach, like, I'm very technical. I don't focus on the fitness side. I'm very about the game, studying the game, the techniques, the body language, body mechanics, everything of boxing. So I felt like that was missing in the industry, for sure. And people liked it. People liked the science behind boxing, and I feel at some point the passion was like relaying to the client, to the boxer. So yeah, I just started getting booked, and then I was like, man, we need a boxing gym.
No,
like,
for
I didn't have a right boxing gym, and the rest is with Carl and opening, and I can get into it if you want.
Especially with like, having a lot of demand, like people telling you, we want to do this and that with you. Yeah, no, for sure. It had to happen. The gym had to happen. And like Kane's gym, boxing gym has, because I work out there almost every day.
Yes.
And I've also...
And fight there. Keep an eye out for my man out.
I was just going to say, and also the Kane's fighting promotion, which is going to happen hopefully in December 12th. Did you... 13.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So 13. And this will be your 5th event.
My 5th fight, yeah.
Yeah, your 5th boxing promotion.
Yes.
And I'm really looking forward for that, to be honest.
We're looking
I'm
forward
excited.
to it too, man.
So, and I heard it's gonna be can we speak a bit about this, or we can we'll speak the overall. How about that? Let's speak the overall, and then
I'll leak what I need to leak.
Yeah, you'll leak it. I won't say anything.
Yeah.
So basically, demand basically had you, to push the envelope, or to, start a gym, start a fighting promotion. Where do you see your future is next? Like, now that you have the gym and you have a fighting promotion, what do you see is next?
Okay, so I'll just pick off a little bit where I left off, not to go to sidetrack so much, but so the demand for a real authentic boxing gym was there, and that's how I partnered with Carl. Shout out Carl, my man.
Carl,
you're the backbone of Kane's. So Carl's my business partner. He does everything from sales to finance to everything of the company, and I handled the boxing, the operation. So me and Carl linked up. He's a close family friend from a long time, and we decided, listen, my idea was just to have a studio, a boxing ring, continue my PTs, maybe do a few clients here and there, but keep it like a hole in the wall.
Right.
But Carl was like, listen, man, let's go all in. Like there's a demand in the market where it's missing, it's missing. So this is the time. Like if we want to go in, let's go in heavy. You come throw your passion in there. I'll come with the business development and we'll just team up and conquer.
Oh, you guys exploded for
and
sure.
Thank you, man. And that's how it happened. And we opened Kane's 4 years ago. And alhamdulillah, thank God, it's amazing, man. It's grown so much. Like you said, we've had our first fight night March 2023, and it's just been going, twice a year almost. And the next one is December 13th. And yeah, so where I see it going, I think this is like a very pivotal part of the business because the academy has established. We have a good reputation of a name when it comes to boxing. We're the highest rated boxing gym in the UAE. Wow. So this is the point where it's like, I feel like instead of being comfortable, you gotta, go for the knockout.
Yeah,
go in
sure.
and expand on both ends, on both fronts. It's very exhausting. It's very risky, but we feel like it's the right thing to do. So for the academy, actually, I'm gonna drop this on your show. So
here we go. Oh yeah.
So
wow.
This is exclusively for Back to Reality. We officially signed our branch in Al Raha Mall.
Oh, Mabruk.
Yes, thank
Here
you.
we go. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. And that's going to be opening in January.
Amazing.
So we're coming. We're coming to Raha, Yas, Banda, that area.
Finally, I don't need to drive
don't
half
have to
an
drive.
hour to get to the gym.
And
I love going to the gym, but it's just a half an hour drive. It's a hassle. But
and that's a big concern because a lot of people, it's hard to find a good boxing gym.
True.
And people drive out, and I appreciate everyone who drives out to the gym. And I know how hectic it could be after work, after school, but we need to expand into that. There's a huge demand in that demographic.
For sure.
And we want to meet it. So in terms of the academy, we want to expand there, and then we have some future plans as well. In terms of the promotion, Fight Night 5 is our biggest fight yet. Biggest. And hopefully in about 2 weeks, we're going to drop all the info about Fight Night 5. We have big backers for this one. A lot of support from a lot of different bodies. So yeah, that's where we see the fights. I want to make sure that we always cater to the UAE scene, the grassroots, the amateurs, make the professionals out of Kane's, which we have a few guys turning pro soon. So I'm very focused on Kane's fighters first, and then Abu Dhabi, and then the UAE. But eventually I see putting world title fights on our events, going to arenas, and then having our amateurs jump into those programs, like whether it's part of an international commission or association where we put our amateurs and they get more publicity through networks.
Oh wow, like WBC and all that.
Yes, of course.
Oh, wow.
And that's happening actually soon with titles.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And
that's
but also
big news.
Yeah, thank you. And also we see just collaborating with the biggest promotions in the world, which also we're in talks with, to kind of put our fighters where they can ride the wave with these superstar athletes and et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of the vision.
Speaking of, I saw yesterday some kind of media outlet at your gym.
Yeah.
Can you speak about that, or is that private?
I can't say who it's for because it's confidential until they drop it.
Got
But it's big media exposure, and it's one of the top, authorities in the UAE, which you'll see. Hopefully, I'm hoping in 2 weeks, but I want to give them the respect to drop the videos and the news first, and then definitely will.
No, just because I saw a story and I'm like, I might as well ask you
today
in
it was
the
a long
podcast.
6-7 hour shoot, but
oh wow,
hopefully it'll be worth it. Yeah, hopefully it'll be worth it.
I can see you going to places, my man. Like I've watched you from the beginning, from the humble beginnings to where you reached today. I want to touch base on your fighters because you mentioned your fighters comes first. And
have you heard of Alex, the machine?
I think I've heard of this name.
You think so?
I think I've heard his
shadow box with him every day.
Speaking of your fighters,
I've
noticed you really dedicated your time. You put so much effort with your fighters. I can name a few like Dr. Frank KO. You got Austin. Waleed as well. Waleed has been killing it as well recently. All these guys, you're pretty much your up and coming, Kane superstars. Let's call them.
Yes.
do you wanna, let's say, over time? I'm giving you an idea
Of
here.
course,
You
of
might
course,
you
of
might
course.
tell me.
I always appreciate it. Go
You
for
know,
it.
do you like, you know how like in the UFC they made like the embedded shows, or like they've done those
Like side
academy where
documentary.
they live
Yes, yes, yes,
together.
yes.
You know,
I've
they
seen
do
it.
camp together or
I've seen
whatever.
it, yeah.
Do you see like over a period of time you can make a show like that?
It's funny because if my cousin sees this, his name is Zach. He lives in Hollywood. He's a director.
Oh no way.
Yes.
Okay.
So he actually spoke
No
to me
way.
about this like a year and a half ago,
Uh-huh.
about doing some sort of like reality TV with boxing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look, I'm never opposed to anything. As
Right.
I mean, you, Alex, like coming on our shows, you see, like we go crazy. We're creative. We don't filter anything. If I feel like it's something exciting, I feel like the fans would like it. Definitely, I'm all ears. I love to take these risks and do things like that. However, I think something like that would need supreme backing.
Yeah. 100%.
Because production is going to be
Crazy, yeah.
absolutely insane. The right media channels, the right networks. But yeah, I definitely see it happening, especially with Kane's having multiple branches. And the idea is to have like Abu Dhabi versus, Raha or Dubai or,
Right,
So
right.
yeah,
That'd be a
sounds
pretty
like a
idea.
cool idea.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought of
I
it
mean, the
now. I
drama
thought I
is
would
what
ask you.
I thirst for the drama.
The drama will
Yeah,
be...
the fights
oh,
off camera, behind the scenes, that would be all crazy, man.
it will be crazy.
But in terms of my fighters, just to get back to that point, yes, so shout out to Austin, shout out to Walid, to Dr. Frank, to you, dear gracious. A lot of guys, Musa, coming up, fought on our events, have gotten such a great platform from boxing at these events. You fought on our events twice, and the crowd is insane. The supporters are insane, and just I'm so happy. Obviously, as a coach, as a boxer, like I'm so happy to see them performing at that level. I never had that stage when I was, actively boxing. So I'm so happy to provide that. But what's the best thing is just watching them develop,
Yeah.
watching them go from like first amateur fight to like someone like Walid or Dr. Frank or even Austin, 7, 8, 9 fights, and then hopefully very close to going pro. Obviously more fights, but the road is there. So it's amazing seeing from like scratch all the way to up there.
From nothing to something,
To
from
something.
something to everything, for
Yes,
sure.
I like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like when we look at a fighter,
Yeah.
in his amateur career, what does it take a fighter to become a professional, in your opinion?
It's a great question, man, because the thing is with boxing, and I think a lot of combat sports, but boxing in specific, there's no guideline, there's no blueprint.
Right.
I mean, the best and safest and most proven model for this is if you look at fighters around the world. But even then, even at the highest levels, it's different, But
Right.
typically, the way it goes is you do a lot of amateurs, obviously, since like as early as you can, because amateurs is it's just an amateur. It's a school for boxing.
Right.
You're in school. You know what I mean? That's what amateurs are. And then I like to look at it like that. Amateurs is school. Then you go to like nationals where it's like, high school. And then you go to tournaments and regionals. That's like university. And then Olympics, you graduate after, then you go pro. That's typically the standard for boxing. But look, I think it depends a lot on the fighter, how they are. But I always recommend having a vast amateur program. Like fight as many people as you can in the amateurs.
Let's say like 20, 30 fights amateurs
Yes,
at least?
20, 30. Like I know like back in the States, they do 50, 60, all the way up to 100,
wow.
But they start early. And the thing is, in the UAE, it's growing now, but it's hard to get that platform to stay active that long,
True.
And there's something I want to say, and it's a little spin off of what you want, but it's very important for the viewers. So the biggest challenge I see in Kane's, especially with amateur boxers, is they're leaving it all in the gym instead of leaving it all in the fight. So the problem is they overspar, they go hard, they kill each other at the gym, and there's no, like, yes, all that does build a good fighter, a tough fighter, but it doesn't build that.
Quality fighter?
No, not quality. It doesn't build, like, I mean, if you're gonna go kill each other in the gym, like, do it in front of judges. Get your record up. Like, see different people. But you guys are doing it in the gym with each other. It's, for me, it's a big problem. But also, it's the lack of platform. You know what I mean? And that's why the promotions, I put a lot of work into it to give a stage, and I try to do it as frequently as possible, because for me, that's how you grow. Facing different people every day. It's like speaking to someone new every day. It's the same thing in amateurs. Your style is going to be different, Alex, than Austin. Austin's going to be different than Waleed. Waleed's obviously, given you're all in the same weight class, but you need to see this because when you go to pros, it's no, you know,
no joke.
yeah, it's no joke,
Yeah.
man. The record matters. Your ranking matters. Like how eligible you are to go for a title fight matters on how many wins, how many losses, how you're being promoted. So all these things are important, and you want to get these things out of the way. The mistakes, get them out of the way in the amateurs. You know, build off that. And yeah, so I wouldn't say there's a set blueprint, but definitely a certain number of fights and a certain number of experience. You know, see as much as possible in the amateurs, and then go to pros. And another thing is the pay difference. Amateurs don't get paid; professionals get paid. So a lot of people try to rush, and I would say Floyd Mayweather. You know, he's like. He made it all about the money, like when he was coming up. And now you see a lot of young amateurs, they want to jump into the pro ranks because they think they're going to get paid like Floyd. 99% of the time, it doesn't happen, you know? So don't chase the money. Initially, chase the talent, chase the passion, but get managed the right way and everything will come, hopefully.
Speaking of managed the right way,
Yes.
Do you see having a management, like a sports management company for your fighters?
Yes.
In a way, you do manage them now.
Yes, I do. I manage
in a
them.
way.
I manage them. I manage them. I coach them. I promote
Yeah,
them.
pretty much you do it
Yeah.
all.
I'm doing it all, but
Yeah.
obviously I would say for the amateurs, like I'm good with the industry. I know a lot of the promoters, the matchmakers, the gyms, from having my own events, from going on, like taking the fighters to Dubai all the time. You've been in so many shows with us. So I have a good connection, so it's a bit easier to deal with. But obviously when there's money on the line and there's careers on the line, it's different. So it has to, one way or another, it has to lead to that, whether it's mine or someone else's, but a professional management company where they're capable of bringing the right sponsors for the fighters, the right marketing tools, social media, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, it's a necessity. I don't know if I have the time. It's something I've always been interested in, but I don't know if it's the right time for it now. Maybe when a few more of my guys go pro. Yeah.
Quiz questions. I'm gonna do a quiz.
Yeah, go. Shoot.
Who do you think is the next up and coming heavyweight champion?
In boxing?
In boxing, professional,
like
yeah.
professional boxing. I would say Moses Itama.
What a guy.
Very tough.
Very
tough fighter. Very fast.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really good. Especially today, the heavyweight division, you know, it's not. I don't want to say it's not as exciting. It's exciting, but as a Muhammad Ali fan, that's the golden era for me for
the
heavyweight
heavyweights.
boxing.
Yeah,
That's
for
my
sure.
era. Frazier,
And then you had the Tyson
Ali,
later.
listen, like all that, the 60s, 70s. That's my era. So today it's like I'm biased. You know, I'll be honest.
Right.
I'm biased because it's like, and most boxing pugilists, like enthusiasts, they're biased because like when you have greatness, and I think there's a fine line between being like, oh no, you're just talking crap, like, you know, you're too stuck in that era, and actually comparing the competition and the number of times they've fought from before to now. So for me, I think Moses is a great fighter. For me, he's my one of the top prospects that I'm looking at in the heavyweight division. But yeah, for me, it's always going to be that era of Ali, Frazier, Foreman, Liston. Like those are the guys.
I feel like we're all nostalgic when it comes to older stars.
Yeah.
Like even in the, let's say, football scene, you know,
Yeah,
you'd
exactly.
remember people talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
R9,
Yeah.
not R7
Yeah,
or whatever.
Ronaldinho and
The
all-
original
yeah.
Ronaldo or
Right,
whatever.
right.
I feel like we all...
But you know what's funny, man? It's what's funny is that's our generation. But
Yeah.
then, like, you know, our parents probably had their athletes.
Oh,
and
for sure.
and they keep thinking those are better than maybe Muhammad Ali. You know, and then maybe the Tyson era always thinks that Tyson is better than Ali because that was so I think it's a bit perspective, you know, like who was marketed and who was pushed you in that era and you stuck to that. But I mean, I definitely think there are athletes that surpass time.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're timeless.
And you're right. Like some of them are like marketing geniuses, like Conor McGregor, for example.
yeah.
Like that guy made it into the scene. Everybody knows of him because
Yeah.
of his mouth, really.
Of
And
course.
obviously, at first,
He's
like
skilled
in his
fighter,
up,
but
up
yeah.
and coming, when he was an up and coming star, I mean, he was knocking people out right and left. So he
Yeah.
did back up what he
For
was
sure.
saying.
But definitely from a marketability
marketing.
standpoint, wow, yeah. Like
guy
I mean,
Knew what he was doing.
he did it so well, you know. And I think he is single-handed. I'm not an MMA fan, you know that.
Right.
Not a fan of UFC at all. But I think just as if you're talking about promoting and managing, like Conor single-handedly changed MMA.
100%.
Not UFC.
I agree about that.
And even boxing.
I
like,
agree.
I mean, he had such an impact on how you market yourself to
True.
as a fighter.
Boxing or MMA. Everybody kind
Completely.
of
The
followed.
combat sports game just, wow, like, who's this guy?
Really, and everybody I feel like followed his blueprint. You know, you see a lot of wannabes, you know, trying to be him.
But what's funny, Alex, I'll tell you what's funny, is that, like, I just remember the scene in when he fought Floyd. He came in with the mink, the white mink. Do you remember? That
the Gucci mink.
That is Joe Frazier's fit. So what's funny is like they always take, like, you know, he did it amazingly, but there's always someone they took it from. Like Muhammad Ali took it from a wrestler, his personality.
Interesting.
From George. Yeah, it's always like, you know, people take it, but I think everyone adds their unique. You know, I feel like McGregor killed it with this age, social media. You know, presses. He absolutely changed the sport. You know.
Oh, he really did.
Sure.
He really did.
For sure.
You have these characters that come. You mentioned Muhammad Ali earlier in the show. I mean, it's his story, you know.
Yeah.
Going to jail because, you know, he didn't want to get drafted into the army. Like, he stood up for something bigger than just boxing.
And that's why I think, for me, that's why he's, like, obviously what he did as a heavyweight in boxing, there's so many accolades. Like, I can't even get into it. But from his hands to the opposition to the frequency of fighting to getting championed very young and gold medalist, Olympics. Besides that, at that time in America, you know, where like civil rights, and it was just a hard time for a lot of minorities, especially African American. His impact, even as a Muslim, you know, like his impact on society, it's greater than boxing. That is for me the greatest athlete of all time, hands down.
Oh, hands down.
No, he's just too big, you know. And I think boxing is like,
and
God gave him boxing.
And loved by the people, most importantly.
Loved by the people. Hated at his time for a long time. And
Yeah.
then, you know, now is an absolute icon.
Yeah.
But I feel like boxing needed Ali and Ali didn't need boxing. You know, he's that great, bro. It's like he used boxing to be like a messenger to the people, you know, to be the best, give the best message. And boxing was just the tool to push him.
Boxing is definitely a big platform if you know how to use it.
Yes.
For sure.
And a lot of people have used it the wrong way too, you know?
True.
It's a dirty business, bro.
Yeah.
It's a dirty game, boxing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, it's
and it's an old industry.
Very
it's from
old.
the 1700s.
Yes,
It's one of the oldest sports.
One of the first Olympic sports of all time.
First Olympic sports, too.
I want to flip the reality a little bit.
Yeah, flip it.
So, as Alex, tell me a little bit about your journey at Kane's as a fighter.
Right.
Obviously, as a part of the community, you're super liked around the gym. I think you've grown a lot of close friends and brothers in arms, I'd say. Like you fought alongside a lot of our guys, walked out to big shows, won with them, lost with them. So, but you as a fighter, how's your journey been?
I'll tell you something. It is one of the. Let me back up, as you said. I started with MMA, right?
Yeah.
I loved MMA from day one. Like I was watching UFC since 2009, 2010. About ever since George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva have been, you know, dominating fighters back in that era.
Yeah.
And so I was very into that sport at the time, and I started with Muay Thai, as you know. And shout out to Coach Yasser Abu Jesh, Abu Dhabi Muay Thai. And it began there.
Yeah.
Funny enough, even Coach Yasser at the time told me, he was like, "You have good hands.
Yeah.
You have a structure of a boxer, you know, more than a Muay Thai artist." Okay. Funny enough.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it kind of hit me that I should be also, you know, learning pure boxing. So, you know. And back then, like 10 years ago, we didn't really have any platform, any gyms like what we have today.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't have the promotions that we have today. Like what you've done to the sport, especially like having Kane's promotion, helped a lot of people, you know, step inside the ring and showcase what they got. Because I didn't have it back then.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
And sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want you to continue. But that is really one of the biggest reasons I do it. Like, I mean, if you see the challenges behind doing it, you would almost say, like, why are you doing this? You know, like, but it's just giving that platform to girls, to guys, to adults, to just everyone.
It
so
really
I'm
is
happy.
a big thing,
of course.
you know, and I thank you for it because you know, I've always, and I think you remember from 10 years ago, I was trying to get a fight.
I remember.
It was so hard.
Remember you eating ice?
I remember eating ice. I was sucking on ice cubes to cut weight, because they told me you'll be a replacement multiple times, and they canceled on me.
I remember that, man.
So like it was really hard back then. So coming to today and what you were asking me about the guys, having a platform, you know, with Kane's, and also being with the boys, you know, with the fighters, you know, training every day, grinding, sparring, you know, learning from each other, teaching each other. Anjad, they're you know, like they say, brothers of war. You know, like
brothers in arms.
Brothers in arms. So like that's how I feel about this place. It's like family to me right now.
Nice.
I really do feel that. And it's a special feeling, you know. It makes you want to go back there every day, you know what I mean, to train and get better.
And to push each other, right?
And to push each other as well. Yeah. And now, like, there's, as you said, the third, for me, it's the third fight. This is the 5th event for Kane's promotion. I'm so excited. Like, I really am so excited to get into camp with the boys again, you know, for the third. And it might be my last time. Like, I'm sorry, I got to break it to everyone.
We'll see. Let's see. He said that last time.
I said that last time. Now I'm going in again. I just love fighting. You know what I think about the fighting game, really, if, you know, I would share my thoughts about it. It really is a test of who you really are.
That's the character, yes.
It tests the characters, see, like, under pressure, you know, would you shell up? Would you continue? Would you face adversity?
Yeah.
It's like a test of life, but in a miniature scale.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I feel like fighting is the most raw form of character. Like, if you want to know who you are, step inside a boxing.
100%.
Like, a fight. If you really want to know not who you are on social media, not who you are with work or with your friends, no, who you are as Alex. Like, Alex, I mean, who are you?
Yeah, true.
That's who you are. You know, and the boxing ring is one of the only places where you can't hide. No emotions, no bravery, nothing. Like, everything will be exposed under the lights, everything. And I think that's such a powerful tool to try to get to know who you are, you know?
I totally agree.
And like you said, in times of the most adversity, like someone's trying to take your head off. In what situation in life are you going to be in that, you know, where you really need to adjust? So,
I totally agree. And on that note, I think it's about time. Yes. I am so happy.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for
Finally,
having me, man.
we made it happen. And if you guys, you know, took value of this podcast, I'd like if you could like and share, subscribe to the channel. And again, thank you for watching Back to Reality. Thank you.